right? How we doing? How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Geno, it's been 8 years since you have been able to start opening weekend. So, what does that opportunity mean for you on Monday?
I'm extremely excited. I really can't wait. I'm extremely excited for the opportunity, but mainly just for all the guys. For all of us to be out there together and to get our season started. It's extremely exciting. I know everyone around here is excited, and personally for me, I don't feel any type of vindication or anything like that. It's more so, just preparing and doing the same thing as I've always done, not making it more than what it is.
Being teammates with Russ the last 3 years, what were the greatest lessons that you took from him, being sort of the sideline, just watching the way he handled business?
Yeah, Russ. My time here with Russ was awesome. Really got to know him a lot. Got to know his family. He got to know mine. And one thing that I would say I took from him is just his professionalism. The way that he approached every single day. His competitive fire. Just the type of person he is on and off the field. There's a lot of outstanding things you can say about him. And, I really appreciated, just the time we spent together competing. We competed a bunch, whether it was in the classroom, weight room, on the field. And, I think that made me better. And so just being around him, just knowing the type of guy that he is, the way he prepares, I learned a lot from that.
How do you feel like you're a different quarterback than you were when you had those 2 years starting with the Jets?
I'm in my 30s now. I was about 23, 24 years old back then. But the difference now is, my focus on maintaining the football, making sure that I protect the football. Back then, when I was on the Jets, I felt like, I would have a good game and then I would have a not so good game. It was very inconsistent. And I think I was able to find some type of consistency in my game. And I think that started with my feet. My base in the pocket, obviously getting stronger just over the course of my career and just growing as a man. And then, just protecting the football. I've seen a bunch of football. I know what I'm looking at. I'm the veteran guy in the room now, so I'm not just the young kid that I was when I, first got into the league.
Drew has talked about early in his career some of the turnover issues that he had were maybe partly a product of playing in a very wide open college system where you knew that you were going to get to throw it 50 times a game, and if you missed one throw, you're going to get a whole bunch of chances.
Yeah.
Do you think some of that is the same with you early in your career?
I wouldn't say so much as to that. I think we all have different experiences, and I think for me personally, I think it was just me pressing back then. It is, in college you do get a ton of opportunities. You can play up to 90 plays in a college game, whereas in the league it's only about 60 to 70. And so you just really understand that in the NFL most games are actually lost and won. And you can see where turnovers and not being great in situations can lead to, not getting wins. And so for me back then, and I hate to talk about the past, but, I was pressing a little bit, just trying to make every single throw out there, trying to make every play, even if it wasn't there. And I think the maturity came with understanding that I don't have to make every play. It takes all 11 on the field, and you don't have to play hero ball. You can just go out there and play your game and let the game come to you.
After Pete did make the call in Dallas after the last preseason game, did you take a moment at all to reflect on the fact that after all this time in between as a starter that you're starting quarterback in the NFL again and what it meant to you?
Not at all. I didn't take any moments. There was no celebration, anything like that. I went to the weight room the next day as if I was going to do it anyway. And, that's just my mentality. I'm not starstruck or anything by this opportunity. I've been working my butt off, and I think that the work is more important than all of the reflection and all that type of stuff. It's about, taking care of business. And so obviously I'm thankful, I'm grateful, but I know I've been working for it, and I know there's more work to be done.
Geno, I know you said a minute ago it's not personal vindication or anything like that, but obviously a second chance when you starter is exceedingly rare, especially with that gap in the middle. Can you appreciate the journey, the hard work, and this moment you have in front of you with that?
Yeah, that's what it was mostly about, was just the hard work. And I understand that, there has been a gap, but I've never lost confidence in my ability or, the things that I can do on the field. My first 2 years, I had some really great games and put a lot of great things on tape. But I was able to grow over the course of that time, just being with Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers, and then obviously being here with Russell, all three Hall of Fame quarterbacks in my opinion. And, being in the room with those guys and just learning football, being in different football systems and being around different coordinators, I was able to gain a ton of knowledge, and that's really what was the more important thing to me, other than anything else.
Did you know you're the first quarterback in more than 50 years that's had that big of a gap?
I would not know that unless you told me. Yeah.
What has changed between that Geno, that younger Geno, in kind of terms of preparation and game plan for a week, rather than I don't know. Let me formulate again. What has changed in yourself, in the mindset, regarding that Geno and today's Geno for a game plan?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great question. I think the biggest change in over the course of those years, obviously, is maturity. I think if you ask any 30-something-year-old, the difference between them at 30 and 20 is the level of maturity. And so just growing in life. I mean, that's just the reality of being a human being. And so I've been in the league for, this is now my 10th year, and I've done tons of game plans. I've seen just about every defense you can see. I've been around the game for a while now. I've been able to actually start coaching and doing other things as well. So the biggest difference for me, as preparation-wise, is the knowledge. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And back then, there were a lot of things I didn't know. Not because I was not trying, but it's just, I was young. And I gained a lot of experience, and that experience has led me to a new opportunity. But the mindset was always the same. I came in with that killer instinct, and that's the way I'll always be. I'll never change. But I'm able to now hone some things back and understand that, like I said previously, that I don't have to force things. I can just go out there and play my game, and I'm good enough.
Well, you think about the fact that it's Russell that's on the other side Monday. I mean, is that easy to just kind of block out that you're playing against Russell and all that?
You can't block that out, man. I mean, that would be, a little naive of me to say that. I do understand, everything around that's going on. Russell was the man here for a while, and I know there's going to be emotions on both sides, but I'm not caught up into that. I'm just focused on taking care of business.
Over those 8 years, what kept you motivated and thinking you'd get a second shot? Was there ever a point that you thought, maybe I'll do this?
Well, the thing that kept me motivated was seeing myself do well. Just seeing myself make plays out there on the field. And then I've had tons of great coaches who have continued to let me know that, I'm capable. And I've had defense coordinators come up to me before games and after games and say, hey, when you get your shot, you're going to be ready. And, that's recently when I was here. So I think, obviously just the hard work that I've been putting in, knowing that I'm physically ready, I'm mentally ready, and that, no matter what, I am good enough. I do know that for sure.
As a leader, there's some sense of, I know we're talking to you, but it becomes about the we collective on Monday, not just the one getting the ball with the playmakers. So it's 11 on 11.
Yeah, it's 11 on 11. Exactly like you said. It's 11 on 11. It's not me versus Russ. It's not, Coach Carroll versus Russ or anything like that. It's who's on the field. Can they execute? Can they score? Can the defense stop them from scoring? That's the way the game's played. It's the way it's always been played. And you're right, it's not about me. I don't make it about myself. You rarely see me talk about myself. It's a team game. I'm in it for my teammates. I'm in it for the organization. And I want to be the guy out front leading the charge.
Do you think regarding last season and now, how much has changed in the balance of running and passing in this playbook and the philosophy for this season?
Well, we'll get the chance to see it over the course of the season. There's a lot of ways to determine that. And I think what we're going to do as an offense is whatever it takes to win. Whatever the defense gives us, we're going to take. And, there's a lot of ways to do that. So we're just going to try and, figure it out as we go with that. But we do have a plan. I won't give up all the details, but there's a plan in place. We have a philosophy, and it's important that we stick to that.
Do you think that the lighter boxes and the two-line stuff has become more popular in recent years?
Well, I think it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, that was the way it was played a little bit in the 80s, late 80s and the early 90s when the vertical passing game first began. When teams first started going four verts, that's when you seen Corder's defense come about to stop four verts. And now you can see now with, the passing league that the NFL has become, teams are trying to stop the pass first, so that's why you see more of an umbrella shell defense than it usually used to be, where it was more run-based and you would see safeties down the box.
Does that require you to be more patient?
Yeah, it takes patience, and defenses are banking on the fact that we're not going to be patient. We're going to try and take shots and be aggressive, but you just have to be out there and be patient and take what they give you.
Is it hard to be patient in those times?
I mean, at times it can. You want to make plays and you want to, always make the highlight plays. But understanding structures of defenses and understanding that they're going to give you certain things and they're not going to give you certain things. You just, in perspective, you just play the play. You don't worry about anything outside of the next play or the given play you're playing.
As the Broncos' weakest link might be the linebacker position, how's your chemistry with Noah Fant?
We're working on it, and so far so good. But I think the Broncos have a really good defense, and I think this Monday night will be our first test as an offense. To see where we're at. And Noah has had a great camp. He's picked up the offense. He's ready to go, and hopefully he gets a bunch of touches and does great things with it.
What's your pregame routine? Is it visualization? Is it music? Is there a certain place you go?
Yeah, just staying relaxed, music, visualization, studying the game plan, those type of things. But really just staying relaxed and just focusing on, making plays and just trying to keep my head clear.
This Broncos defense is one of the best in the league at eliminating downfield throws last year. And
Yeah.
they got their entire secondary back and had some pieces.
Yeah.
What have you thought of that secondary going back watching the film?
They got great players everywhere. On that back end, you got young Pat Surtain, who's probably one of the better corners in the league right now. And then they got Darby on the other side, who's a veteran, who's played a ton of good football. They have Kareem Jackson back there as well as Justin Simmons, and they got great players. They got really great players who can make plays. You can see they communicate and they talk well. So it's really up to us to go out there and like I said, just really focus on what we have to do well and we have to do to execute. And the league is filled with great players. They're all around. So every week's going to be a tough week, but we're definitely up for the challenge.
What goes into for you finding the balance between being patient, we're talking about, and taking what they give you versus taking the shots?
Yeah. Well, just knowing when to take shots, what coverages to take them against, what plays you have those opportunities, and also the situation. There's situations in the game where you really want to be aggressive and take shots, and then there's others where, depending on the score or the down and distance, where you got to be more patient and try to keep the chains moving or do something to put you in better field goal position or get your team out of a backed up situation. So there's many scenarios that'll come up in the game, but the main thing is just taking what they give you.
How much of a challenge is it to study a tape from a defense whose play caller is not on the team anymore and a defense who might be pretty different of the tape you had last season?
Well, the good thing about that is we know they can call any defense they want. There's no limit on what they have to call. They don't have to call what they played last year. They can come with an entirely new defense, and we got to be ready for it. So, the game's always about adjustments. We'll see what they're playing. About 5:30 on Monday night. I'll let you know what they're playing. But the game's all about adjustments, and whatever they come out in, we've got to be ready for it.
How were DJ and Travis different as runners in the preseason?
Man, DJ and Travis, man, I can't say enough about those guys. Just their hard work, the way they prepare, and I think it's showing up on tape. They're two aggressive runners, really have an aggressive style of running, and they're fired up, man. Like, I love when DJ's in there. He's talking back there, and Homer as well. And I know if the ball's in their hands, number one, they're going to protect the football, and then they're going to go out there and punish people if they can. I didn't even make it yet. I don't want to give you that one. I didn't make the pregame playlist yet, but I'll get back to you on that one.
The build-up and everything to this game, just being able to get out there, start a new season. I know it's almost a cliche question, but
Yeah.
all that outside noise is gone now. How fun is this now?
Extremely fun. I'm excited. I'm excited, just to play football and play 4 quarters of football and go out there and lay it all on the line with my teammates and, the guys we've been training with, for the past couple months. And, I know there's some new, faces around here and some different guys in positions, and I think the fans will be, very pleased with the product on the field.
What needs to happen for you guys to be contenders this season?
We got to win. We got to win. And there's a lot of different aspects of winning, but we just got to find ways to win, no matter how.
Thank you, Geno.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.